Hi, sir.
I'm Tanish Kumar and she's Dipali, and we'll be starting our BPSS assignment, which is an video interview, and we'll be doing first part, which is assessment stage, and we are six members in the group, and we are three pairs basically. So we'll be doing 10 minutes of the whole video. So I'll start with explaining the scenario. So we are doing this interview in a community service office. So she is Simran, and I am the social service worker. And she's an recent immigrant, and she's sitting across from the social service worker in the office. Simran is visibly nervous and anxious about her employment struggles, and the SSW takes a calm and empathic approach to assess Simran's situation holistically using the BPSS framework to better understand her needs and identify potential interventions. So, I'll be starting from introduction. So, good morning, Simran. Thank you for coming today.
Hi.
I know it can be difficult to talk about these challenges, but I'm here to support you. So, how are you feeling today?
Well, honestly, I'm feeling tired, stressed, and overwhelmed. Well, I have been looking for a work since for months, but I didn't get any job. So I really struggling to adapt to the Canadian job market.
Okay, that sounds really frustrating, Simran. It could be incredibly difficult to feel like uh, your hard work and experience aren't being acknowledged, but I'm glad you came today to talk about it. Let's take a step back and into the talk about it. Uh, I'd like to take a closer look at your situation using framework called BPSS. This will help us identify your strengths and challenges in difficult areas in your life. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, okay, I'm open to that. I really need some guidance.
Okay, so before we move any further, I would like to tell you about the confidentiality notice. So, as an social service worker, I am legally and ethically obligated to protect all client information, client data, including personal, financial, and health related details, is considered confidential. So, such information will be shaped with explicit client consent or when required by law. I have to share it. So, if required by law, I'll explain it to you. I will have to tell the court, and if you mention any harm to any child, I would have to report it to the authorities under the duty to inform. Do you agree on this?
Of course, I agree on it.
Okay, so I have mailed you a document so you can sign on it and return it me back. Okay, so let's first talk about your physical health. So, how have you been being physically since arriving in Canada?
Well, I have been tired a lot. As you know, that searching a job is very difficult and it's consuming too much time and money.
Mhm.
I often drained my the rest of the day, and I usually feel sleepy. Constantly, I'm worried about my future, and it's really toll on my body.
Okay, it's understandable that in this situation would affect your energy levels. Worrying about your future, dealing with job rejection, and adjusting to a physical health. Yeah, have you noticed any other health concerns such as headaches or back pain or other stress-related issues, for example?
Yeah, I had some headaches lately, especially in the evenings when I came back from home from work, from searching job, and it's a feeling, giving a feeling bit of anxious and nervousness.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Stress can manifest in different ways, like headache or muscle tension, but it's important to recognize these signs early on so we can take steps to address them. How is your sleep? Uh, are you able to get rest at night?
Not at all. I usually wake up in the morning and during the nights I experience from worst dreams and when I woke up in the morning I feel tiredness and feel
Mhm.
stress on my mind.
Mhm. Okay, so yeah, stress can definitely disturb sleep. It's important that we address both your stress levels and your sleep habits. I can help you find resources for stress management and relaxation techniques. Also, have you had any chance to see a doctor or access healthcare since arriving in Canada?
Well, not yet. I'm not going to the doctor, but I'm worried about my health issues. I'll be working on it if my mental health and physical health will be stable.
Okay, I can help you get connected with healthcare resources. We can look into finding a family doctor and access any health services you might need. It's important that we ensure your physical health is a priority as well. You can do your best when you can be physically well, for sure.
Well, thank you. I really need this. Will be helpful.
Mhm.
I think I have been putting off looking after myself because I have been focused on finding a job.
That's completely understandable. But remember, taking care of your physical health will help you feel better mentally and also emotionally too. We will make sure to connect you to the right resources for that. So, let's now talk about your emotional and mental well being. So, moving to a new country and adjusting to a new job market can be overwhelming. So, have you ever been feeling emotionally?
But honestly, I feel very anxious and discouraged. I always feel worried about whether I will find a job, and I feel like I didn't put my efforts to getting job anywhere. Sometimes I have a doubt on my decision to come. How I come to Canada.
Okay, so it's normal to have doubts, especially when you have been working hard and not seeing the results you expect. It can be really disheartening. Have you ever been feeling any other emotions like sadness or frustration or helplessness, for example?
Yeah, sometimes I feel frustrated myself because I know I have skills, but I can't seem to make them work here. I It's hard to keep them going on, and I feel like not making progress.
Okay, I hear you, Simran. It's tough to keep up the effort when it feels like the doors are closing, but remember, these feelings don't define your abilities or your worth. What is coping strategy have you used to handle these feelings or frustration and anxiety?
Well, I try to keep myself busy with the job applications, but that doesn't work. So I feel even worse. I have been trying to keep touch in with my family and back home, but I feel like they don't really understand what I am going through.
It's great that you are staying connected with your family, but I can understand how it can feel like they might not fully grasp the challenges you are facing here. Sometimes when we are struggling, it's hard to learn to others to who haven't been through the same experience. So, have you tried any relaxation techniques or activities to help manage your stress level?
Of course, I try deep breathing exercises, but don't always feel like they help. I used to go prayers regularly with everything going on. I haven't found a place here to practice yet.
Spiritual practices can be a powerful source of comfort and grounding. Let's make it a priority to connect you with a local mosque or community center or church or local gurdwaras where you can continue your prayers and feel that
Yeah,
sense of connection.
of course.
So now let's talk about your social support system next. Since moving to Canada, have you been able to connect with your friends, family, or community groups?
Well, not really. I have few cousins here, but they are busy with their jobs and on lives. And I haven't made many connections, new connections outside of them. I have been hard to meet people because I am introvert, especially people who don't understand what's the going on in my life.
Hmm, I can see how that would be difficult. You're new in this country, far from your close knit support system back home. It's natural to feel isolated. Have you encountered any other challenges like discrimination or pre- prejudice and while searching for work on settling in?
I had a couple of interviews whether they told me I didn't have Canadian experience, and that was really discouraging. And I felt like they didn't value my background or my background qualification. So I feel it's discrimination.
That's a common experience for many immigrants. It's unfortunate, but that doesn't mean your skills and experiences have any less value. In fact, they offer a unique perspective that could be an asset to many employers. We can explore networking opportunity as membership programs that can help you connect with professionals who value diverse experiences.
Okay.
So now finally let's talk about your spiritual beliefs and practices. Do you have any faith-based practices or beliefs that help you find meaning and strength, especially when during this difficult transition?
Yeah, I have been always very spiritual. My path and prayers have been source of peace and strength of for me. But as I mentioned earlier, I haven't found a place to where I can go regularly to find peace in Canada.
Okay. It sounds like your faith in is an important part in your identity. I believe connecting with spiritual community could help you bring a sense of stability and belonging. We can work on finding places where you can continue to practice and connect with others who share your beliefs.
Well, that would means a lot, really. I have been feeling disconnected from a part of myself.
We'll make sure that part of your life is nurtured. Is it's an essential part of your well-being. Thank you for sharing all this, Simran. And before we move any further, let's make an timelines. So I'll explain it to you. What's that? So in social service work, client timelines refer to specific time frames set around the client's progress in life, service provision, and goals. So these timelines are essential for tracking and managing clients' needs, interventions, and outcomes through their engagement and social services. So basically, I would like you to tell me few things that happened in your life that matters, your accomplishments, and everything that you would like to share with me, so we can make a timeline chart.
Well, I born on 2004 and started schooling on 2008.
Mm-hmm.
Received a prize for skill work in school in 2012, I think so,
Sure.
and started learning Python coding in school and online in 2018,
Mm-hmm.
and completed my school on 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Got a degree and consideration as skilled in Python coded by authorities in home country. My I think so on 2022,
Mm-hmm.
and come to Canada in the 2020 mid
Mm-hmm.
and 2022 in the mid, sorry, and got an interview job in 2023, and still not got any job after 2 years in searching in Canada.
Okay, thanks for sharing this information. It will be really helpful in knowing your problems better and working together accordingly.
Thank you.
Assessment part, and this is part 2 intervention stage. My name is Saibjit Kaur and her name is Nirmolpreet Kaur. I will be the SSW and she will be the client. Let's focus on our scenario. After gathering all the necessary information about Simran's challenges in the assessment stage, the SSW now transition into creating a tailored intervention plan. The focus of this intervention is to help Simran overcome his employment barriers, address his emotional struggles, and improve his sense belonging to Canada. The SSW also provide practical strategies to help Simran more feel more supported, grounded, and hopeful about his future. Thank you for sharing so openly with me, Simran. Based on what we will discuss, it's clear that you have a lot of strengths that we can build upon. It also sounds like you are facing multiple challenges in front areas your career, emotional well being, and social connection and spiritual practice. We will tackle these challenges step by step, starting with some practical interventions. How does that sound to you?
That sounds good. I am ready to try something different, but I feel like that I need a plan.
Absolutely. I am here to help you create a clear, structured plan. First, let's start with your employment situation as that a primary source of stress for you. Then we will address your emotional health, social isolation, and spiritual practice. Does that sounds okay?
Yes, that works for me.
Great. So let's begin with your career. We need to take action in couple of areas to help improve your employment perspective and overcome the challenges of credentialism, which has been a big barrier for you. First, one of the most effective steps we can take to explore bridging program or credentials evaluation services. These programs are specially designed to help internationally trained professionalism like yourself get their qualification recognized in Canada. There are many resources that can assist in evaluating and validating your credentials so that Canadian employers can better understand your skills.
I did not know about these programs. How do I get started?
I am glad to hear you are open to this. I will connect you with the career counselor who specialize in immigrant employment. They can guide you through the process and provide you with the list of organizations that offer these bridging program. They also help with resume writing and interview preparation, which will be really valuable for you.
And that would be really helpful, but about my lack of experience.
That's a great question. Many newcomers face the same issue, and there are ways to work around it. One approach is to volunteer in your field, even on a part time basis. This will give you relevant Canadian work experience, which also helping you expand your professional network.
I could try blunting, but I am worried about that. It would lead me a full-time job.
I understand your concern, but volunteer can be a strategic way to get your foot in the door. Many people who volunteer end up getting hired for permanent positions once employers see your skills and work ethics. It also helps you build connections that might open up with other opportunities. Would you be open to this idea?
Yes, I am willing to give it a try.
That's fantastic. In addition to volunteer, we can explore mentorship program in your industry. Many newcomers find that having a mentor, someone who understands the job market and can guide you, make a huge difference. I can connect you with local organization that offer mentorship to internationally trained professionals.
I like the idea of having someone guide me. I think it would be give me more confidence.
Exactly. A mentor can not only help with job search strategies, but also offer emotional support and encouragement, which is too important during a stressful transition. We will on finding someone who is a good fit for you. Now that we will discuss some concrete step for your career, let's move on to your emotional health. I can see that stress and anxiety and a lack of confidence have been really overwhelming for you. One of the first things we can do is to connect with counseling services for newcomer. There are many resources available to help you navigate the emotional challenges of emotional and job hunting.
I have been feeling really overwhelmed, so I think counseling could be helpful. I never tried it before.
It's great that you're open to it. Taking to professional can really help in processing feeling of isolation and anxiety and frustration. It might also help you build better coping strategies to manage stress. I can refer you to counselor who specialize in supporting immigrants. They can provide you with tools to help manage anxiety and stay focused on your goals.
I appreciate that. It's hard to talk to my family about everything, so I think speaking with someone outside of my circle would be good.
Absolutely. You don't have to do this alone. As part of managing stress, we can also explore relaxation techniques like mindfulness or deep breathing exercise that you can practice every day. These small habits can make a big difference in how you cope with daily stress.
I have tried deep breathing, but I am not sure I am doing it right. Maybe learning more about mindfulness could help.
I can help guide you through some basic mindfulness exercise. There are also some local workshops that offer free courses in stress management and mindfulness. I will send you more information about those.
That would be great. I have been feeling like that. I am always on edge and I need something to help me calm down.
Now let's address your social well-being. You have mentioned feeling isolated and missing your family and traditions. One important step is to reconnect with your cultural community. I can introduce you to local groups of immigrants from your home country where you can meet others who understand what you are going through and who are similar cultural values.
I really miss being around people who understand my language and culture. I have not been able to find that here.
I completely understand that. That's why I think it's important to connect you with those groups. You can find support from people who have been through the same journey. I will send you a list of cultural meet, um, meetups and community centers where you can find people with similar backgrounds.
That would really help. I have been feeling so disconnected from my culture.
You don't have to lose that connection, but being involved in those community, you can preserve your traditions and build a relationship that supports your sense of belongings. It's all about balance, integrating into Canadian society while maintaining your cultural identity.
I feel better just thinking about it.
I'm glad to hear that. Now let's talk about your spiritual practice. You mentioned that you have not been able to find a place to pray since arriving here. I know how important this is to you, so we will help you find a local mosque or religions community but you can connect with.
That would mean a lot to me. My faith helps me to stay grounded.
Spiritually can be a huge source of strength during difficult time. Being able to pray and connect with others who share your faith will give you a sense of peace and purpose. I will provide you with some resources on place of worship in your area. So Simran, to recap, we have identified a few key interventions we will focus on: bridging programs, credential evaluation, volunteering, and mentorship to address credentialism and lack of Canadian work experience, emotional support, connecting with your client, services for newcomers, and providing stress management resources like mindfulness and relaxation techniques. Introducing you to culture and immigrant groups to help you feel connected to your community and traditions. Connecting you with the local mosque or faith based community to re-establish your spiritual practice and sense of grounding. I know this is a lot of taken in, but we will take it one step at a time. We will continue to check in regularly, and I will be here to support you along the way. Together, we will move forward with your goal. Does this plan sounds good to you?
Yes, great sound. I feel more hopeful now knowing that there are clear steps I can take. Thank you for everything.
You're welcome, Simran. You have the strength to make through this. I am here to help you. Let's take action on these steps and we will see progress soon.
Hi, Professor. I'm Pramjit and he's Navroz. Hi, Navroz. How are you?
I'm good. What about you?
I'm also good. Thank you for asking. Navroz, today we are here for the interview on the behalf of BPSS assessment, and this interview is begin after the part of Nirolpreet Kaur and Saibjit Kaur. We are on the part three, and I'm today I'm here as a SSW, and you are as a client or as a Simran, as the name of Simran. So as a SSW, I just want to welcome you back, and it's I'm really happy to see you again. I just want to ask one question: that how have things been going for you since last meet?
First of all, thank you. Things have been much better. I have had a lot of positive things. I applied for a bridging program for my engineering qualifications and I got accepted. I have also been connecting with a few people at a cultural event I attended last week. It was really nice to meet others who understand what I am going through.
That's amazing progress, Simran. I'm so glad to hear about the bridging program acceptance and your positive experience at the cultural events. How do you feel about these developments?
Well, it feels like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. I was really uncertain before, but now I feel more hopeful. It is reassuring to know there are opportunities for people like me here.
I'm so happy for you, Simran. It's clear that you are making great strides. I know the job search and adjustment programs can be overwhelming, so seeing you embrace new opportunities is wonderful. Let's reflect on the goals we set last time and discuss what's worked well and what might still need some attention. And so we are just revisiting goals and assessing careers development program progress. So firstly, let's talk about the career goals. You applied for the bridging program and were accepted, which is fantastic. How are you feeling about your career development now that you have started this program?
Well, it has been a bit overwhelming to be honest, but in a good way. The program is helping me understand the Canadian job market better. I am learning a lot and I feel like I am building the skills I know I need to be recognized in my field. It is still challenging though there is a lot of competition in the study, but I am gaining more confidence as I go.
I can understand how overwhelming it can be, but I am proud of you for taking the initiative to learn and adapt. You have made a significant step towards bridging the gap between your international experience and the Canadian job market. You are developing new skills and building your confidence. Have you been able to apply the knowledge from the program in any practical ways yet, like in your volunteer work or job search?
Absolutely, I have been volunteering at an engineering firm, and it is great. It has been great. I am using the tools I have learned to work more efficiently. I have even started contributing to some small projects, and my colleagues have been really supportive.
That's incredible, Simran. Volunteering is a great way to gain practical experience and build your network. How do you feel about your role there? Has it boosted your confidence in your skill?
Yes, when I first started volunteering, I felt uncertain, but now I am beginning to trust my abilities again. I am actually starting to feel like an engineer again, even though it is just a volunteering position. It is also given me more clarity on what kind of job I would like to pursue in the future.
Okay, so now I just want to talk about social support and community integration. So that's fantastic to hear, Simran. Now let's talk about the social aspect of your journey. You mentioned feelings isolated when we last spoke. I was glad to hear about you attended a culture event. How has it felt to connect with others from your community?
Um, it was such a relief to meet people who understand where I'm coming from. At the event, I spoke with a few people from my country, and it felt so good to speak in my native language and talk about familiar traditions. I did not realize how much I missed that until I was there. I feel more connected to my roots now.
That's wonderful. Connecting with people who shares your background and values can be incredibly empowering. Have you been able to stay in touch with anyone you meet at the event?
Yes, I have made a couple of new friends, and we have been meeting up for coffee once a week. They have been really supportive, and it is nice to share experiences and get advice from people who have been through similar challenges.
That's so important, Simran. It's crucial to have support system that makes you feel understood and connected. Are you feeling more supported now that you have a community here, even if it's still early in your journey?
Yes, definitely. It is not the same as being back home, but it is a start. I feel like I am slowly building a network here, and it helps with the loneliness I was feeling earlier.
I'm so happy to hear that. Keep nurturing those connections and don't hesitate to reach out. If you need any other resources of introductions to more local programs, groups, or events, you don't have to navigate this alone. Now, I just want to talk about the mental health well being and next steps. I also want to check in with you about your emotional well beings. The last time we spoke, you mentioned feeling a bit overwhelmed and isolated. Since then, have you been able to access any counseling or mental or health resources?
Yes, I did. I followed through with the referral you gave me, and I have been seeing a counselor once a week. It is really helped me process some of my feelings about the move and the difficulties I have been facing. I am learning better ways to cope with stress and anxiety.
I'm so glad to hear that, Simran. Counseling can be powerful tool for building resilience and especially during such as transitional periods. How are you feeling emotionally now compared to when we first meet?
Well, I feel a lot more balanced. It is still a work in progress, but I don't feel as anxious or overwhelmed as I did before. I'm learning to manage my stress better, and I am more focused on the positive things happening around me.
That's so much important shift, Simran. Recognizing that it's a process is a key, and you are doing that work to take care of yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally. As we move forward, let's discuss some steps. What do you feel is the most important focus on for you now?
I think continuing to gain experience through volunteering is crucial. I also want to continue with the bridging program and look for full-time opportunities in my field. I feel ready to start applying for jobs, but I know I need to build more experience first.
That sounds like a solid plan. Your volunteer experience is already making an impact, and with the bridging program, you are positioning yourself well for future opportunities. I would suggest we continue to build on that experience, but also keep looking for on job openings that align with your skills and goals. It might be worth revisiting your resume and refining it based on the new skills you have developed.
That's a great idea. I have been focusing so much on the programs that I have not really updated my resume yet. I will work on that.
Perfect. Also, since you are feeling more confident in your skills and adjusting to life here, it might be helpful to explore mentorship opportunities. Mentor can provide additional guidance, help you network more effectively, and offer advice on job opportunities. What would be interested in pursuing that?
Definitely, I think having a mentor would help me feel more confident in my job search and provide some direction.
I'll be help connect with you some mentorship programs. Together, we will continue to make progress in your career and social integration. You have come so far, Simran. Keep Keep up the great work, and I will check in with you in another month to see how things are going.
Thank you. I really appreciate all your support. It feels like I am finally on the right path.
You are doing hard work, Simran. I am proud of you for all the steps you have taken so far. Keep going and remember we are in this together. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Have a good day.
You too.